So as you can tell, we're still working on the shuttle bus, and it's a really big project, so of course it's going to take a while. But we've also run into a handful of obstacles. One of them is power. So our little homestead, it only runs on 60 amps, and it's because it's an older house. And that's why the Jackery Explorer 3000 is super helpful, because it can run all of my like high power tools. It's a 3,000 watt power station with 6,000 watts of peak surge protection. So what that means is when I start up a power tool, like the miter saw, it peaks the power right when it turns on and then levels out. This can take a peak of 6,000 watts, which is absolutely amazing.
So we're stoked to be trying a brand new portable solar generator. This is the Jackery SG3000 Pro, and it's got 3,024 watt hours and a 3,000 watt output, which is huge.
Massive.
And it's definitely the biggest from Jackery yet.
Yeah, totally. And not only are we using this guy to power the power tools while we're building the bus, but you could actually use this guy for powering all of the things in your bus or in a van.
Yeah, definitely, easily.
Easy, yeah.
If you're at all familiar with the rapidly growing world of power stations, then you definitely know Jackery.
Mm-hmm.
They're everywhere around the world. They're in your friend's van conversion.
More than likely, yep.
But this is their latest and greatest, the Explorer 3000 Pro portable power station, and they're calling it the ultimate power master.
Oh, I could see that.
Power master. But we'll see about that.
A solar generator is just a fancy way of saying a power station that comes in a package with solar panels, and that's what this one is. So the package includes the Explorer 3000 Pro and 2 Solar Saga solar panels.
That are 200 watts each. So that's a lot of wattage.
That is a lot, yeah.
So it also comes with an AC adapter for wall charging, a car charger cable, a DC charging cable, and of course the user manual.
So, and of course it comes in a little bag, which is great and handy, but the best thing is the color of these. They did it to their, Jackery orange color, but now I can find these really easily that go with this specific Jackery.
Yeah, every other power station's cables are all black.
Yeah.
Previous Jackery versions, any other one, and they start to look the same.
Yeah, so this is fantastic. Thank you for doing that.
The thing I like about the Explorer 3000 is that it's about 64 pounds, which is 30% lighter than similar power stations. So when you're getting up to this high power capacity, it makes sense that it'd be heavier.
It does, yeah. But it's nice that it's that light. I mean, it makes it so I can pick it up real easy.
Yeah, so it actually makes it truly portable. You can carry it, it's hefty, but yeah,
it does have wheels, which is kind of cool. So you can just, use this, pop up this little handle right here. It's like a suitcase handle, and just tilt it back on its wheels.
So far, we've rolled it over a few different surfaces, including a pretty bumpy one, and it does really well. The handle is like tall and ergonomic, though the wheels are very smooth, just hard to turn around in a circle, I've noticed.
Yeah. The Explorer 3000 Pro's got a lot of different ports that are used for all kinds of stuff. It has a total of 10 output ports. So it's got one outlet that I actually thought was a 30 amp, but this is a 25 amp AC outlet. And it's got 4 regular like household 20 amp outlets. And just so you know, it has a pure sine wave inverter in there. So pure sine wave is something that you want to connect your computer to, because if not, it could actually damage something like your computer. So on the DC side, it's got 2 USB-C outputs that are quick charge. It's got 2 USB-A outputs, and then it's got a 12-volt carport amp, which is right here. And I always want to call these like cigarette lighter ports, just I guess because I'm old.
You're old.
And one thing that I've talked about before are these little doors. Oh my God, these make me crazy because I'm gonna break them off. At some point, I'm gonna break this one off. It sits nicer and flatter than usual, so I don't use it very much, so maybe it'll take a while, but look, I'm about to break it off now.
It would be nice if those were like rubberized doors instead, so they're more durable.
Yeah.
Maybe next time. On the back side of the Jackery, there are 3 input ports for the 3 different kinds of charging that it supports. It has an 1800 watt AC port for wall charging. And with that, you can fully recharge in just 2.5 hours, which is a big deal because other similar models, that's how long it takes to get to 80%. One cool thing with the AC charging is that it supports pass-through charging, so you can be charging the Explorer 3000 at the same time that you're powering other things. It has a DC port for solar charging that can support up to 1400 watts. With solar, it can fully recharge in just 3 to 4 hours, but you'll need 6 of the 200 watt Solar Saga panels. Oh, and if you're wondering, you can charge this with solar and wall charging at the same time, but it does prioritize the DC charging over the AC for some reason. And lastly, it has the input for car charging.
The BMS in this guy, which is the battery management system, has been greatly upgraded since previous models. It does 80 million checks per second.
Wow.
Which I know, which is a lot, which protects it from overcharging or over discharging.
It was very important for safety.
Yes.
Another safety upgrade from past models is that it has a 30% improved heat dissipation efficiency because it has 9 temperature sensors and some variable fan speeds to help keep it cool, which is very important, especially if you're going to put this thing in a van and like a little cupboard. It's nice to think it's not going to get too hot.
Yeah. So like all good tech, there's an app for this guy.
And Jackery has finally got hip to the apps.
Yep.
The app is great because you can monitor all the input and output wattage, which is something you can see on the display screen, but as long as you're within Bluetooth range, like sitting on the couch or in a camp chair with a beer, you can monitor that. And you can also put it in energy savings mode, which could be great if you don't need all 3000 watts, then why don't you conserve some energy, which will just mean it will last even longer.
So that's enough talking about this guy. Let's go try it out.
I feel like this is pretty bougie for a ski day. Got Instapot for fancy ramen. Got a heater.
Yeah.
I mean, this is crazy.
Yeah, this is super bougie for us.
I could really get used to this. And the thing is, like, once the bus is done, on the top of our list is we want to take a winter road trip to go to
trip,
yeah, various ski resorts and whatnot. So, having our comfort, warm food and drink after a day of snowboarding, that's top priority. And so that's what's really cool about trying out the new Jackery is because it could realistically run everything we need.
Yeah.
One cool thing today was using the solar panels.
That's what I was going to say, is that because you can pump so much solar into it, it'll actually keep it running, It'll keep things running all day and all night.
Yeah, especially on a bluebird day. So
like
bluebird means it's sunny, and we had really great watts. I don't know how, but at one point it said it was getting 450 watts, and those are two 200 watt panels.
Yeah. So yeah.
I don't know.
That's great.
That's pretty rad. Though it was very awkward trying to get those babies to stand up.
I think there's a breaking in period of the solar panels.
Yeah.
You need to lay them out flat for a little while, just for a day if you can, just so the buckles come out of them. It's just because they're brand new.
Yeah.
That's all.
The convenient thing about them is that you can move them around outside so you have optimal sun collection.
Yeah, totally.
Versus where you're mounted to the roof and you're, depends on how you're parked and whatnot.
Yeah, when it's a flat surface like the roof, you're not getting optimal angle at all.
Now, on the other hand, if it's mounted, you don't have to mess with them.
True.
See, for these, the wind was kind of blowing pretty good
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah, it was.
They didn't blow over, but they thought about it.
They did think about it.
Yeah. Another big improvement for the Solar Saga panels is that they have a 25% solar conversion efficiency. So in the past, foldable panels have only gotten 7 to maybe 15%. So that's a huge leap. It's industry leading. And this means that, you're going to get more bang out of those panels for your recharge buck.
Yeah, so you're not going to lose as much power in the conversion from the solar panel to Jackery. That makes sense.
It takes 9 to 10 hours to fully recharge the Jackery 3000 with the solar panels, with 2 solar panels. So right now we're extra cozy, not just because of the hot soup, but we have our electric oil radiator heater on, and the Jackery's handling it beautifully.
Yeah, just fine.
Now, the great thing about this heater, a lot of these have a max of like 1,500 watts, but on its low setting, it's what, 600?
Yeah, it's like 6 and change. So it's like 6, 1,000, and then 1,500.
Yeah.
So,
here, let's check the Jackery out.
there you go. You can check it out.
We're close. 603 watts is what it's using right now. And it says that
It's hot.
we're at 80% battery power. So right now it will run for 4 hours straight. Now, it's also set on 85.
Yeah.
We're just trying to get the bus up to temperature.
Yeah, totally.
And the other thing is, if we were connected to our solar panels, it could be charging while it's
Yes.
running that.
Yeah. So let's say we're getting 400 watts of sun
Yeah.
on those 2 solar panels. This would be using 400 watts of that. It would only be using 200 watts of the battery. That's a really good deal. So it would last,
3 times as long.
Yeah.
One cool thing for us winter lovers is that the Jackery 3000 Pro can operate up to -4 degrees Fahrenheit, which is great.
Yeah.
So like today, it's 15 outside, we're golden. The other thing we did was our electric kettle, which is boozy, but let me tell you, when
Dude.
you're done riding and you want to warm up,
Yeah.
having hot water within like, what, a couple minutes?
Yeah, it's a minute and a half, 2 minutes, something like that.
Yeah.
It's quick.
And it's 1,200 watts, which is
Yeah.
pretty high. It's like almost as high as the highest setting
That's the
of the heater.
Yeah.
And it's great. And the thing is, it's done in like 3 minutes. And so you're only using that power for a short period of time.
Right.
And then, of course, we got our pressure cooker out.
Which is killer. Which
Yeah.
is absolutely killer.
Yeah, it can handle it. So I'm feeling good about having the pressure
Yeah.
cooker on board when we're
Yep.
on a road trip.
Yep, totally. So the 3000 Pro also has this shock absorbent system inside of it. Doesn't mean you can drop it from 20 feet, but it does mean that if it's riding in our bus, it will be just fine with that little bit of road movement. So it's the end of the day. So I guess we're gonna finish our ramen and hit the road.
So based on our experience with the Jackery 3000 Pro so far, I think it's my favorite Jackery yet. Partially because they finally got rid of that top handle, which was
Yeah.
not very good for storing.
No.
It's kind of awkward,
Yeah.
but really it comes down to like the robust power capacity that they've managed to get this, which is going to be great for so many things like we've showed you already, from building to full-time van life power, or even as a home backup.
But there's still pros and cons to consider to see if this guy's right for you. And one of my cons are these little flimsy doors. These doors kill me.
Don't think that's a big deal.
It's not the biggest deal.
Another con that's not that big of a deal is car charging. If you were to try to charge this in your car, it would take 35 hours.
Yeah, so you got to have a really long road trip. And honestly, you're not going to charge it from 0 all the way to 100. If you're using it in a car while you're driving it, it'll charge a little bit here and you'll use it a little bit there. So, I mean, it's not the worst.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
One slight disappointment for me is that Jackery is sticking with the lithium-ion batteries instead of upgrading to the lithium iron phosphate batteries, because with the LifePo 4 batteries, you can get somewhere between 2 to 5 times more lifespan than a lithium-ion, and that's significant.
Yeah.
But I will say that I'm very impressed that the 3000 Pro gets 2,000 life cycles up to 70%. That's on the extreme high end for lithium ion batteries. A comparable EcoFlow power station gets 6,500 life cycles up to 50%. But as you can imagine, it's significantly more expensive. So that's where you see the trade-off.
Yeah. So one of the cons, I think, for the solar panel is the weight. You know, I think it's made of, there's some glass in here, that's why it's so heavy. And that it's like 6 feet long, so it's hard to set up if you're by yourself and there's a little bit of a breeze.
Yeah, extremely challenging on that point. It's a lot of power that you can get from these. I mean, with the efficiency rate, I mean, we were seeing more than 400 watts from two
of them, yeah.
Panels rated for 400 watts. So that's pretty impressive. But I'm going to start using them when I work out though, because they got really good handles.
Yeah, so you just,
you know.
But a pro of these guys, Alexis loves this bag. Because it's got a great little bag.
I'm a sucker for a good bag.
With the accessories in it. So that's definitely a pro.
One major pro about these solar panels is they're waterproof.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, every other one that I've seen, foldable panels are always water resistant, which doesn't make me feel confident when you like leave the campsite to go hiking. But now, you know, I feel like
you could just leave it outside. That's not a big deal. Downpour.
Yeah. Oh, and they're fireproof, which fun fact.
Yeah. Oh, and that is something about this. This is actually fire retardant.
Which I think is another great thing for use in like a small rig. The more fire safety, the better.
Yeah. Totally right. Another pro of this guy, I think, is the app. It's nice to be able to see all that information. You know, if this is buried underneath your van build, you know, underneath the bed, you can read it. So I like that.
And one of the things you can do in the app is adjust the charging modes, which I really like, because you can put this in quiet charge mode, which is only 33 decibels, which is pretty darn quiet. For comparison, regularly it's 55, so that's a significant decrease of noise.
And being able to use my power tools with this is fantastic. When it's got that 6,000 peak surge, I don't know if I have a tool that'll actually hit anywhere close to that surge. So that's super cool.
I think Jackery did a great job with the ease of portability for the 3000 Pro because it's such a powerful unit. But, you know, again, it's only about 64 pounds. They got really good handles on the side, but
it rolls really nice.
The rolling, yeah, the double wheels is a good deal.
Another great thing is this has a 3-year standard warranty on it. And you can actually, just by registering it, extend that for 2 more years. So you can have a 5-year warranty.
Wow. That's, I think, the highest warranty that I've heard of for these.
Yeah, totally. So this is literally brand spanking new. So you can buy it online from Jackery, Home Depot, or on Amazon.
And you're probably wondering how much it costs.
Yeah.
The Explorer 3000 Pro by itself is about $2,500. In the solar generator bundle that comes with the two 200-watt panels, it's $3,500. So keep in mind, one 200-watt Solar Saga panel is about $700. So with the bundle, you save $300 right off the bat.
Yeah, quite a bit.
But you can save even more right now with their new release special discount. Use promo code SG3000PRO to get $223.90 off of the Explorer 3000 Pro or $319.90 off the bundle.
What do you guys think about the Jackery 3000 Pro? Let us know in the comments below.
Thank you for watching our video and for stopping by Tiny House Expedition. I'm Alexis.
And I'm Christian. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And for more tiny home tours and stories, click the videos below.
And join us on Instagram for bonus content,
including face-to-face conversations with us. We hope to see you there.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good one.